getting some update coming in. Hold on, Gursimran. One more update is coming in. One JCO has now lost his life at LOC in Akhnoor sector. Infiltration bid foiled by the Indian Army. I want to go back to you on this. One Army personnel succumbs to injuries. And this is coming in as the Army has been foiling an infiltration bid in Jammu and Kashmir. This is not the first time they've tried to violate the ceasefire and infiltrate our borders. Pakistan violates ceasefire on the LOC. One Army personnel succumbs to injury. I want to go back to Gursimran on this because, this has been something of concern, Gursimran, where the Pakistan terrorists and the Pakistan has always tried to infiltrate across our borders, send terrorists over, send drugs over through drones. And this time, there has been a ceasefire violation. I want you to go ahead and take our viewers through this latest coming in.
See, it is in the Keri-Battal sector of the Akhnoor line of control late last night at around 9 when the ambush was placed by the 9 Punjab regiment of the Indian Army close to the line of control. When the troops were changing their position, they saw some suspected movement and they fired upon that movement. There was a retaliatory fire in which JCO of the Indian Army, Subedar Kuldeep Singh of 9 Punjab, he got injured, and when he was taken to the hospital, he succumbed to the injuries. But the security forces, the Indian Army, have foiled the infiltration bid as the Pakistani terrorists that were 4 in number, they were pushed back to the Pakistani territory. To facilitate the infiltration of the Pakistani terrorists, Pakistani Army also resorted to the firing at the locations of the Indian Army, which was retaliated effectively, and Pakistan was given a befitting reply. But this makes it very clear that Pakistan wants to be the facilitator of the terrorists into the Indian territory, and that's why they have pushed and fired upon the Indian forces when they were foiling an infiltration bid.
Yes. Okay, I will come back to you for more on this. This is a huge win for our forces, but we will also be tracking all these stories coming in as our forces are working very hard to push back these terrorists. 3 terrorists have been neutralized. Okay, we move ahead right now to some of the stories we're tracking. And remember that we will put our focus on the extradition of Tahavu Rana and then interrogation. According to NI sources, before the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, there were 231 mobile calls between terrorists David Headley and Tahavu Rana. The National Investigation Agency is investigating the matter thoroughly. Interrogation will focus on details of these 231 phone calls made between the Mumbai terror attacks, just before the Mumbai terror attacks. NIA will question the purpose of the conversations between Headley and Rana and the issues linked to those communications. Okay, back-to-back updates coming in right now, viewers. It's day 2 of interrogation. Interrogation started yesterday around between 10 to 11 a.m. and it's being done under extremely heavy security, layers and layers of security as that interrogation is continuing. And the Indian authorities are also following all the world standards, the international standards when it comes to dealing with the Tahavu Rana case, as promised to the US. And we are also getting some more updates about what is happening in that interrogation and the kind of details coming out. Okay, let's go to Piyush. Piyush, there seems to be some information coming in. 231, I repeat, 231 mobile calls between terrorist David Headley and Tahavu Rana. David Headley, anyways, in the Chicago court, has exposed Tahavu Rana, and those 2 of them, they were in constant communication. These are details coming in from the interrogation. This is what our sources are saying. Yes, go ahead. What is happening?
So yes, good morning to you, Shivangi, and good morning to all our viewers who are viewing us at the moment. And today is the second day where the officials from the National Investigating Agency are going to interrogate Tahavu Rana, the dreaded terrorist who is reportedly involved in orchestrating and plotting the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks that had resulted in loss of 166 lives and also had resulted in 231 citizens of not only Bharat but also citizens of foreign countries receiving grievous injuries. So taking all this into consideration, now the officials of NIA are going to interrogate Tahavu Rana and are going to frame charges of what exactly was the way in which Tahavu Rana, along with David Coleman Headley, plotted this dastardly attack. Having said that, there are several sources-based information that are coming to us, and also some of the information which have been received from the documentation from his getting convicted in the US Court of Justice. And in that, there have been some very stunning allegations of how David Coleman Headley, who was a childhood friend of Rana, had actually not only plotted the 26/11 terror attack, but just year after that had also plotted a similar kind of attack in Copenhagen, Denmark. In fact, they used to meet together, and there also used to be some phone calls in a way which has been mentioned in the documentation of the US Court of Justice, in which it has been mentioned that how after the 26/11 terror attacks, Rana had called these 9 terrorists who were killed by the Indian security forces in the Mumbai terror attacks as martyrs, shaheed, and had also said that the government of Pakistan should bestow them with Nishan-e-Haider. So yes, these are some of the claims, these are some of the intercept calls and documentation which have been revealed to us, and this only shows that how dangerous and how sinister Rana actually was, and thereby it becomes very important that he should be interrogated by the NIA officials, something which is being done by the 12 prominent officers of not only NIA but the central agencies, and we hope that following this interrogation there are going to be some more sinister motives of not only Rana but David Coleman Headley and several other those people in the Pakistani army and the inter-services intelligence going to come to fore of how they wanted to actually harm the interest, the national security of Bharat. Back to the studio.
Yes.